This is our Swift. Right here.
Right here, right now.
Well, did you grow up always wanting to do this? Are you doing what you wanted to do?
I always wanted to do music. You know what I'm saying? I grew up around music, so I always wanted to do hip hop, but not for the Lord. Definitely not for the Lord.
Well, then how did it change?
Well, I was doing my own thing, and like the way I got saved, like most people have this, I got shot 8 times and I still live, so I, became a Christian. Like, I didn't have an aha moment, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just on my road to destruction and loving it. And, like, man, I grew up in the church and my heart began to change on certain things. And I started to recognize that, what sin was and how it made God feel. And I know that I was offending God in my sinful ways. So I became a Christian, and out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So it was eventually my raps began to change as well.
So did you do any rap before you were saved?
Yeah, I was rapping. I had some offers on the table at a young age, and but I'm glad none of those things came to fruition.
Yeah. Well, I think it's great. I know that we need, especially that genre of music. I feel like we need more people to come into the Christian hip hop arena and start doing things really well, because there's so many people who are really looking for that kind of music to be uplifting.
Absolutely.
So how have people been responding to you?
Well, see, that's the thing. I think people have been responding pretty well. But I know there's some artists who become Christian hip hop artists and they sort of stay within the 4 walls of the church and sort of, just do church stuff, and which is all well and good. But I see my mission to be a little bit more, evangelistic and outreach. So like I try to do as much secular events and prison ministry as I can. Just because, the whole need not a physician, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not here to preach to the choir, you know what I mean? Even though it can be beneficial, no doubt, but I'm here to talk to those who don't know him, man. That's where my heart is at. So I think it's been received pretty well, though.
So what do you do when you do prison ministry? Will they let you, because I know there's a lot of restrictions, will they let you come in and actually rap?
You know what? I think prisons are beginning to, because, I think the original thought of prison was supposed to be some type of rehabilitation, take you from one mindset to another. But prison doesn't necessarily help people. I think, truth helps people. And so, I think some of those prisons, they're like, look, man, we have murderers, we have rapists, we have drug dealers. They need something. You know what I mean? So they're like, please come, talk about Jesus, do what you got to do, because it's hard out there, Actually, we've gotten a lot of backlash from, the church for doing what we do, you know what I'm saying? People not supporting what we do and not understanding that God is the creator of all things, including music. And just as, ex-drug dealers and hustlers and murderers can be redeemed, culture can be redeemed as well. Our music can be redeemed. So,
so they kind of have a mindset of what should be playing, or you should only be in a gospel choir, that kind of thing.
Hip hop is no good over here. Right. You know what I'm saying? Don't bring the devil in here.
And I personally feel like that's a lot with a lot of Christian music, not only hip hop, but with the metal, the screamo. I don't know how many times we've gotten calls on Purple Door Radio.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard. People, I think the problem is, we tend to not be able to see God outside of the box that we put him in. You know what I'm saying? No, God can only love you if you dress like this and if you act like this. And the problem is we don't see God for who he is. We sort of see God as our God. This is my God. My God don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think when we step back and we see God for who he is, then we can understand when something is of God and when it's not of God.
Well, it's definitely important for you to keep doing what you're doing, because I know that there's a lot of people who that's one way that they relate. Music is huge. And so to have somebody who has light in the darkness, is really important. So we're glad that you're doing what you're doing, even if you meet resistance from the church. Hey,
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of supporters in the church
Yeah.
as well, though. Yeah. Like people like Purple Door, you know what I'm saying? This is beautiful. Shout out to Purple Door. Like you don't get a whole lot of hip hop, at a lot of these larger festivals. So we're just honored to be here and to share with our brothers and sisters.